Hello. Happy Saturday. At least it's Saturday here. If we haven't met yet, I'm Kayla, and I'm the creator here behind the page My Well Oiled Life here on Instagram. So, I am hopping on today to show you all some of my favorite oils for sleep. So I talk to a lot of people out there that have trouble sleeping, have trouble shutting their mind off, and just really struggle to stay asleep or get a really good night's sleep. And we all know that sleep is incredibly important for pretty much everything in our bodies and our mental well-being and all of that. So I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite oils and combos for sleep. And then I'm going to tell you different ways that you can use them depending on which ones you have, which ones you like to use, that kind of thing. Now, what I've learned from using oils over the past 5 years is sometimes what works best for me might not work best for you. So that's why I always give you all different ideas of oils that might work, because one might be the best combo for you, whereas a different one is a good combo for me, because we all have different body chemistries, right? And all of these oils I'm going to show you are great for kids too. And so I'll talk a little bit about how I would use them for kids. And there's so many different oils for sleep, and I could pretty much go over 20 of them. But instead I just picked 6 different oils and then a couple of other things to go over with you guys, because if not, I'll be on here all day. There are so many oils for sleep, so many. These are just ones that I tend to love and tend to use with my kids a lot too. So number one sleep thing that I use is actually these, which is the Serenity Restful Complex, which were made for sleep. Now, this is not the Serenity oil combo. This is actually a completely different composition. It does have lavender and L-theanine, which has actually been widely studied for how good it is for the body for sleep, and it's all natural. It also has passion flower and German chamomile and lemon balm. So super calming. So what I do is I take 2 of these at night. This is really, really good for sleep. You take it 30 minutes before bed and try to, quiet your house down, quiet your mind down. Don't do anything super exciting because you want to prep your body for sleep, right? And then I actually mix them with these. So these are the Copaiba soft gels. I'll take 1 or 2. I love taking these together because they just work really well for me. They just really help turn off my mind and just get me relaxed for sleep. And if you're a mama and you have little kids that wake up in the middle of the night, don't worry, because it's not going to make you pass out. My almost 2-year-old still gets up in the middle of the night. I have no problem. They do not make you groggy. That's what I love about oils, is oils help me sleep really well, but they've never made me groggy in the morning. They've never made it hard to get up. They've never made it difficult to get up in the middle of the night to deal with my daughter. Just the great thing is that I have an easier time going back to sleep afterwards. So number 1 is the Serenity and Copaiba combo. Just another tip, if you are somebody that experiences a lot of anxious feelings during the day, if you take 2 of the Copaiba and just 1 of the Serenity soft gels during the day, it's very, very calming. So when we feel anxious, our body's really amped up, and so it's just going to help you bring you down. It's not going to make you pass out. They don't do that to me. They just really, really calm me. So let me tell you about some of my favorite oils for sleep, and then I'll tell you different ways you can use them. One of my number 1s is Vetiver. Huge sleep oil for me. This probably works the best for me. If I want to sedate myself a little bit more. They definitely, like I said, they're not tranquilizers or anything like that. They just are going to help you prime your body for sleep, turn your mind off, and fall asleep faster and hopefully stay asleep longer. So Vetiver is one of my number 1s. I got this little top from Oil Life because I know you're going to ask. Vetiver is really thick, so I have a dropper on it because it's really hard to get out. So Vetiver, huge, huge one for me. Lavender is another great one, even frankincense, but lavender is another great one. If you don't feel like lavender works for you, I would definitely try wild orange. So If lavender really doesn't help you sleep at all, use wild orange, because typically if I see people that where lavender doesn't do well, wild orange will do the trick. So definitely try out wild orange. Other ones, Roman chamomile. Roman chamomile is super calming. I mean, think of chamomile tea. A lot of people drink chamomile tea before bed. So obviously Roman chamomile is going to be really great for sleep and calming. And then some more of my favorites, Serenity. This is the Serenity oil blend. It's different than the capsules, totally different thing, but it smells amazing. It's ultra calming and it's just so, so good. And then the last one I'm going to talk about is Copaiba. And this is just the oil right here. The difference is that these are soft gels that have 2 to 3 drops of the oil in each soft gel. So a lot of people like these for convenience, but the oil is the same thing. So a few ways you can use them. You can diffuse them. So I just mentioned 6 different sleep oils. You can pick 2, you can pick 3, maybe like 4, and put a couple drops of each in the diffuser if that's how you prefer to use it. I personally get a better effect if I take them internally or I put them on topically. So with topical use, you can pick 2 or 3 of these or whatever works for you. Make up a roller, use it on your spine, on the back of your neck, maybe your wrists, wherever you need to so that it gets in your body. Something else you could do is make like a spray to put on your pillow. And you could, fill it with water and then just put a couple drops of a few different oils and spritz your pillow before you go to sleep. Then you'll get those aromatic benefits while you're sleeping. And then also for kids, I use them topically or in the diffuser or both. So you might put a couple of them in the diffuser and then you might put a couple of them on their spine or their feet just to help get it in their blood, their body system, their blood system, that kind of thing. Super, super easy to use these oils. You just want to dilute them and put them on and or around your body to get the effect. So the other way I like to use them is that I like to take them internally. No, they do not stain. I use them on my body all day long. My clothes do not get stained from oils. So, at least not doTERRA oils. But the other way I like to use them is in my body. So, either getting a veggie capsule and putting like a couple of drops of vetiver and lavender or vetiver and copaiba is really awesome. Or, any of them that you prefer. Hey, just a second, please. So you could put any of them that you prefer. In just a minute. Sorry, guys. So you could put any of them that you prefer in a veggie capsule, or you can even take a few drops under your tongue. All of the ones that I mentioned, except for Serenity, you can use internally. So you can even make a tea, add a drop of Roman chamomile to it, drop of lavender, whatever you want to do. You can take a bath and add a couple drops and some Epsom salts before you go to bed. What works really well is actually a couple of drops, like 1 or 2 of vetiver under your tongue. It just tastes horrible. So if you don't mind the taste, it works really, really, really well. Because when you put them in a veggie capsule, it has to break down and go through everything. So you don't actually absorb it as a high of a rate as if you put it under your tongue. When you're using it sublingually like that, you absorb it at a much higher rate. So it's a little bit of a different feeling in the body and that kind of thing. There are so many more oils that are great for sleep. Like I mentioned, frankincense, cedarwood is great, bergamot is great, clary sage can be really good. Neroli is actually really, really good for if you suffer from insomnia and things like that. Juniper berry, if you're somebody that has nightmares, it's really, really good for nightmares. So there are a ton of different oils to use for sleep, which is really great because typically you have a couple of these at home, right? If you have a kit, you probably have frankincense and lavender. So those would be great ones to try out in the diffuser, on your body, in a veggie capsule, any of that to just help calm your body and your mind before bed. So that's the really great part is that this is just a handful of oils that I tend to use every night, and I just incorporate different ones depending on what I need. but you could really use almost anything. I know people that love lemongrass for sleep. I know people where lemongrass knocks them out. I've never had that, but see, it's just so interesting because everybody's body is different. Also, I have people that use Slim and Sassy on the bottom of their feet at night and they sleep like a baby. So experiment, because you never know what's going to speak to your body, what's going to calm your body down, and what's going to help you sleep. So no matter what oils you have, try a few different ones for sleep and see what works for you. And what I find is that oils are not like pills. So it's not like you're developing a tolerance where it's just going to stop working. You might find that as you go through more stress, or as you have different things going on in your life, if you're eating differently, if you're exercising differently, your body might need something slightly different. So that's why you might see that, hey, I've been using lavender to sleep, but it's not quite working as well. That's okay, and it probably will work again. It's just that whatever your body's going through, maybe hormones, all of those other things, you might need something a little different. And that's the same for anything you're using oils for. That's why I personally like to have a handful of them. Even if it's a starter kit, you still have different oils you can use. A lot of people sleep better when they use Breathe oil, which is a respiratory blend, but when you're breathing better, you sleep better. And then another one I wanted to mention is the Peace Blend. I love the Peace Blend for sleep. It is so grounding, and it's so calming that it really helps me with sleep. The other thing to note is you can use a combination of these. You might throw a couple in the diffuser. Like for instance, maybe I put Serenity and Balance in my diffuser because that's super calming to me. But I might take a Copaiba soft gel, and then I might put Vetiver on my feet. And that's okay. You can use them in combination like that to have a greater effect. So I just encourage you to play around a little bit because it is really fun. And you do find what works for you, and just experiment, because there are so many different things you can use for sleep. And again, I'm speaking to doTERRA oils. That is what I know. That is what I trust. That is what I've done. Well, I've done my research on all different oil brands, but doTERRA goes above and beyond to give us the best purity, which means that they give us the best potency as well, which means they're actually going to work. So definitely try them out, see what you think, and hopefully you'll get a better night's sleep. Also, if you have kids that don't sleep, great idea to diffuse some in their room. Great idea to rub some on their spine before bed. It's also really calming to give them that little back massage before bed and create that routine with them. You could get some unscented lotion or some fractionated coconut oil. Just put a drop or two of oil in your hand and then just lightly put it on their back, and they'll be nice and relaxed for bed. I throw my kids in the bath when they're not being nice to each other, and I put a couple drops of Copaiba or lavender or Balance and some Epsom salts with them, because it really helps calm them down, and then they're in a better mood and they're nice and calm before bed, and hopefully not arguing and fighting with one another is always the goal. So I hope that was helpful. I know that was a lot of information. I will leave it up for 24 hours, but then I will go ahead and put it in my IGTV, so you can always revisit that. I have a lot of good stuff in my IGTV. I try to save all the videos for you all so that you have things to reference and learn from. But if you haven't gotten started with oils and you want to know more about some of the kit deals that I have right now, just go ahead and shoot me a message and I can tell you more about how you can get started at a great deal with a bunch of great oils, including oils for sleep, so that you can sleep better. I hope you guys have a great, beautiful weekend, and I will talk to you all soon.